Okay, I'm going to set this Legend up to use tones, so hopefully, like the nickels, the zinc pennies and above will hit with a high tone, and a lot of the trash items will hit with a low tone. So I got it in the Park program. I don't think it matters. You could use it, what I'm about to show you, maybe not in the gold program, but the rest of them. So anyway, here we go. We're going to hit this lower right hand button here, the configuration on off, which brings up another menu down here. Call it a menu. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use my left arrow and go over. We'll start off. First one is the noise cancel channel. It's on 1, but for this demo it don't matter. Next is the recovery speed. You can just set that to whatever you like. Next is the volume, same way. Set that to what you like. 2 to me is plenty. Next item here is, I call this the audio menu. What you do here on this, it's like a speaker with some notes on it. So you hit the plus button. That brings you into like even more of a sub menu. The first one is number of tones. We're going to set that. We're going to use the, I always want to say up arrow, but we'll say the plus button and change it to 6 tones. Now we're going to hit the right arrow one time. This is going to be with the 6 tones. It also has 6 bins or 6 zones. So this here, we're going to be able to define the volume of each of the 6 zones. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. Hit the plus. So zone 1 goes from 1 to 10, which covers the iron zone, and it's set for a volume of 2. That's fine. We're not going to use it anyway. We got it discriminated out. So the next zone, zone number 1, I'm going to set up to be from iron to nickels. So I want that tone of that zone, or sorry, the volume of that zone to be lower. Okay, so we're in zone number 3, which is going to represent a nickel zone. So we'll leave that at 10. We want that higher. So we right arrow over to, which is zone 4, which is going to be everything from a nickel to a zinc penny. Now I want to turn that down lower. Next right arrow, next zone. This is pretty much covers from zinc all the way up to a quarter. So we're going to leave that like it is. Next zone is like from a quarter and above. So we'll leave that all at 10. Okay, we hit the plus minus here to get back to our selections. We use the right arrow, go over once. This is going to be the, I'll call it frequency. It to me makes more sense to call it the frequency. So this is going to be basically the pitch or something, the frequency. So 1, the iron zone is set real low. We're not going to use it anyway. So we right arrow one time. This is the first zone. This is going to be where we're going to do from iron up to the start of the nickel. So I'm going to set it to 5. We're going to arrow over. This will eventually be our nickel zone. So we're going to use the plus button. We'll set that to 20. We're going to right arrow. This is going to be from nickel to zinc penny. We want that to be lower. A lower pitch or a lower sound. I'm going to use the right arrow. This is going to be basically from zinc to quarter. We'll just put it on 20. Right arrow again, same thing. Above quarter. We'll set it to 20. We hit the plus minus button again. That brings us back where we can select our other ones. The next choice here is going to be the zone or the bin size. If that makes sense. So we're going to hit the plus button. So the first zone is going to go from 1 to 10. That's okay, we'll leave it alone. Our second zone, which is going to be from iron up until the nickel, is set to end at 20. Well, we want to end that on 23. We want from iron to 23, the second one. Okay, so that means our third zone, which is going to cover the nickels, is going to be from 24 to 27. Right, that'll cover all our nickels. That's the zone that nickels are going to fall into. Do the right arrow. This is going to represent everything from a nickel to zinc, which is going to be a trashy zone. So we're gonna put it down to 37. That means everything from 38 and up we're going to classify as, say, a potential coin. So 50 there. Okay, we're going to hit this button again. We're going to hit the configuration button. That brings us back to where we're ready to detect. So now, all the trashy items should have a lower volume and a lower tone. So here is a nickel. Notice it's a little bit higher tone. Here's a quarter. High tone. I got the volume turned down. I mean the sensitivity turned down. There's a dime. Here is a zinc penny. Now if I put a zinc penny and a nickel together, it should make more of a quieter, lower tone. See that? Now you can go detecting and just listen for these high tones. And that is it. Hopefully I went slow enough and explained it enough that you could follow along and set it up like that. If you do, let me know how it works out for you.